Before we start, we just want to say thank you to Tom Broadfoot, who is helping Toon Jam out through Patreon. Find out how you can support us and unlock bonus content at the end of the show.
They're toony, they're jammy, they're toony and they're jammy, they're toony and they're jammy, and they're jam. Something like that. Toon Jam. Toon Jam. Hello and welcome once again to Toon Jam. I am Matt.
And I am J-Man.
And today we are going to be talking about Tiny Toons Adventures, and you may remember Tiny Toons Adventures.
You may.
It's sort of like a Baby Looney Tunes type show,
Yeah.
but not Baby Looney Tunes.
Mm.
Let me explain. It was a series that was broadcast from 1990 through to 1992. As the first collaborative effort of Warner Brothers Animation and Steven Spielberg's Amblin Entertainment.
Ah.
So we've talked about them before in Animaniacs, and it was Taz them as well.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was it?
I'm not sure.
No, I don't think it was. But we definitely have in, and they did Freakazoid as well.
Oh
they?
yeah.
After being conceived in the late 80s by Tom Ruger, of all people. The show follows the adventures of a group of young cartoon characters who attend Acme Looniversity to become the next generation of characters from the Looney Tunes series. And we are going to watch the first episode today, named The Looney Beginning, which first aired on September 14th, 1990.
Ah.
Yes.
Right in the 90s.
Right in the 90s, so the birth
Yeah.
of the 90s. The series was cancelled in 92, or ended production, in favour of Animaniacs.
Really?
So Animaniacs took the place
Oh, snap.
of Tiny Toons. However, two specials were produced in 94, so they didn't completely leave.
Yeah.
But now I would say they probably have completely left.
Yeah.
You don't really see anything of them
No,
anymore.
you don't.
So-
Animaniacs just took them out.
Yeah.
One fell swoop.
Interestingly, I found out the other day, which we didn't talk about on the Animaniacs episode, they're doing a new series of Animaniacs.
Really?
Yeah. Soon on Hulu, maybe.
Really? Behind the paywall?
Yeah. Possibly. I might be wrong, but I think that's it.
Oh.
I'm not looking at anything now. I'm just
Yeah.
This is off my head. Off the top of my head.
He's just
News I
thinking
heard.
this. He's just
News I
thinking
heard,
this.
and I had to tell you all because we didn't tell you before. Kind of idiots are we?
Whew.
Talking about Animaniacs, didn't even look it up.
Didn't.
Flipping, ugh. Merry Christmas and all that jazz. Ruined it. But yeah, there you go. So Tiny Toons then. So let's start off, as always, with some memories. So do you have any strong memories of Tiny Toons?
I actually had quite a big sort of cuddly figure of like the Taz.
The purple one. Yeah, with the spinny hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a little toy of him, I think.
Did you?
Yeah, like you know them little like blocky toys.
Oh,
it didn't move or anything. It was just like
just
almost
solid
like
thing.
a high quality and larger Kinder Egg toy.
Oh yeah.
But just I don't think I had anyone else. Just him.
No. I don't really remember how I got him. I feel like I won him at something.
Maybe
Do you
at
know what I mean?
like the Statutes or something, which is like a local fair for us.
Yeah. Something like that, I
yeah.
think. Because I remember he just kind of was there at one point. I don't remember how I got him. But he was just always around because he was quite big.
Yeah,
And I was always... I think when I was little, I remember not really understanding Tiny Toons.
No, I didn't at all. This episode is... So this episode we're watching, Looney Beginning, is actually an explanation to the whole series, isn't it?
Yeah.
It gives you everything you need to know about it. I remember as a kid being really confused, like, is it their kids?
Yeah.
Like,
I was like,
is it, because it's not them as kids,
No.
but they're the same characters,
Yeah.
just with different names. Because it's like Buster Bunny
Yeah.
and Babs Bunny, so they're the two main characters. And then you've got like, what's the duck's name? it's not Daffy, but
No,
it's something.
yeah,
you know,
it's close.
similar.
Yeah, Plucky,
Plucky Duck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've all got like names that are similar.
Yeah,
But yeah, I remember being intrigued by it, and I remember watching a couple. It must have been reruns, because you got to think. Well, when this came out, I'd have been 1.
yeah.
And then it would have finished when I was 3.
So yeah,
And then the special would have been on when I was 5. So it's all probably a bit early.
Yeah.
I do remember seeing it, reruns and stuff. But yeah, I don't really remember it strongly. I do remember Animaniacs more.
yeah.
But yeah, memories aren't strong of it.
No.
Which seems weird after watching this. I used to love Looney Tunes, so it would have been right on my street.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it seems like it's like very much in the same vein.
Yeah.
Like it's not a massive. No, it's nowhere near like like they've done it to sort of take it somewhere in a different direction. It's, It's very much just a spiritual successor of that whole thing, isn't it? Like so, it's weird that it doesn't get the
recognition.
No, that it should do really. Yeah, but I mean, I think it did confuse me. Because they were so close, but they were different. Yeah. So I remember looking at that cuddly toy several times, being like, why is he purple?
Why is he purple?
Like, why is he purple with that hat?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with Taz? Like,
and they were all a bit like that. Like,
yeah.
Why? Like, because I used to like when I was a kid, Bugs Bunny was my favourite.
Yeah.
So like, why is he blue? Why is Buster blue? Why does he wear a red T-shirt? I don't really get it. But it just was what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a different thing.
And now having watched it, I understand.
Yeah, like many years later, almost. Yeah.
Which is, I suppose, it's a bit weird that they needed this episode to explain it. But it's like, I don't know if it's good or bad. I quite like it. Yeah. But also, we were very confused as children.
Yeah.
So
I guess if you missed the first one, that's it. You're done for.
It's one of those shows.
Yeah.
It was. I think it wasn't like two of the main people that worked on this were Paul Dini, who was one of the main writers, and Bruce Timm.
Yeah.
And this is where they first worked together. So you don't have Tiny Toons, you don't have Batman.
That's it.
Or you do, but it might not have been good.
No.
So that's an interesting connection.
That is.
So Batman the Animated Series basically came from the success of Tiny Toons.
Yeah.
Well, the creative team did. So that's pretty cool.
Same mind. That is.
We might not have had who knows? Like Batman's popularity today might not be the same.
Exactly.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Probably still would be, but
no Harley Quinn.
No Harley Quinn. Exactly. So there is massive differences in the DC comic book world. But yeah, let's go through this episode then. The Looney beginning. So we start off at the top with some Looney Tunes, don't we?
Yeah. So we see
some original Looney Tunes.
Yeah, you sort of see the OG Loonies.
Yeah, so they're in like Hollywood, aren't they? And
it's very much Hollywood oriented.
Daffy Duck's like pitching a script to some execs, isn't he?
Yeah, and then he gets booted.
Yeah.
And they're not happy with it.
And then Bugs Bunny's living in his mansion.
Yeah, and he declares his love to like his Oscar or like some sort of like award.
He's got like it's like a silver Oscar in it or something like.
It's all very like glitzy, like Hollywood stuff.
Yeah.
It's just like a searchlight bit at the start.
And it's like the first thing you get is, as I suppose Looney Tunes was anyway, but this show I think especially is like highly meta.
Yeah, it's very deconstructive, really, isn't it? Like
big time. Like because I don't like I say Bugs Bunny was anyway.
Yeah.
But it does seem this episode especially is it's all about creating the show.
Yeah.
And so he's like talking about how he's been paid to to introduce it.
Yeah.
And he won't start it until he's been paid.
That's it.
And they give him a check, don't they?
Yeah.
And then he chucks it, and it's like bouncy in it.
Yeah.
And he's like, I won't take that. So they pay him in carrots, and then he'll start.
Yeah.
So that's pretty funny.
He's got this like palatial manner as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, big time, like the biggest house in Hollywood. It's just like for Bugs Bunny, because he's like the talent.
That's it.
Yeah,
it's pretty funny. But yeah, so Bugs is basically telling you that this is how it, this is how Hollywood is or whatever.
Yeah,
and then you sort of start to see inside the writer's room.
Yeah,
and there's a writer in the back being yelled at by his boss.
Yeah, and you see it sort of through a door, don't you?
Yeah, there's a little like silhouette of it going on, and the boss is pulling out all sorts of terrifying
like
weaponry.
Like everything he says is illustrated. So it'd be like, he's like, if you don't get something, like they need a new show, don't they?
Yeah.
So if you don't get it done by tomorrow, it like you'll get axed, and it like pulls out an axe and like stuff like that. So
it's very visual. It's very like Looney
like,
Tunes.
Yeah, big time Looney Tunes, and it's good because it doesn't look entirely like an old, like it looks like that era, you know, sort of modern Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
You know, like Animaniacs and stuff, which is slightly different, but it still looks like the past. And I think this I said it in Animaniacs, it is like one of my favourite points of art style in. I suppose it's Bruce Timm as well, isn't it? Like, that's what it is. But like it does, I do really like, because it just it has its own look, and the animation's quality as well. It's not like you know, your street shots or whatever, where it's just you know, people moving and sort of crappily and you know, just poor like quality animation because it's a bit cheaper or whatever.
It is,
Yeah, it's not the poorest. You know, there's worse out there, definitely. You know, like 60s Spider-Man cartoon or something. I'm not saying it's that bad, but this is good, like for that time.
It is. Yeah, it's got a pristine look about it that sort of holds up and holds up the brand.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
You associate it with that kind of quality, don't you? Like, and so we, you know, the basically the writer needs to come up with an original idea
by the morning.
And so like he sort of he comes into the writing room and starts sketching out some stuff. And we see him like form characters on the page.
He gets his idea done because he looks up and like Bugs Bunny's in a frame. And he's like, rabbits.
He's like rabbits. Like, people like rabbits.
People always. You can never go wrong with a rabbit.
So he starts jotting ideas down. And he sort of goes through all these different iterations of
so it's like a super
rabbits.
Cute little one, isn't there?
Yeah, that's just like, it's just all about hugs and
just
cuddles.
Keeps talking.
Just rabbiting on. And he's like, no, that's too much. Like that'll give people cavities. I'm sure it's like,
he does.
It's just like.
So he tries to do a bit more manly.
Yeah, he's like, right, let's rough it up a bit. And then he's got this like war rabbit.
Yeah, it's just like Rambo. Like, and then it lights the whole page on fire with his flamethrower, don't it? Like, come on!
Super over muscular like rabbit that's just all about death. So that doesn't really work either. Too extreme. So he tries to kind of go in the middle.
Yeah. Which I don't feel like this is much of a middle point.
No, it's
if
not
I'm
really.
honest. But
no.
But you know, I'll take it.
So he basically comes up with Buster. Like, and then he's like, well, they need a companion or whatever. So
well, first he's like, he draws him, doesn't he? And he's like, oh, the censors aren't gonna like this. You need to give me some clothes.
Oh yeah.
So he draws him a t-shirt
because he's a kid.
So
it's just like
he needs some clothes.
So
but then it's just weird because it's like a t-shirt.
And
it's like if you need clothes, surely like the trousers
would be the essential ones.
But no, apparently not a problem.
No.
And then they draw Babs as a friend. Because he's like a girl.
And then they sort of show how all the different versions of a girl buddy they can do. So,
but then she's like, it's the 90s part, I'll deal with it. Which is quite funny.
Pretty good.
You're like, well, that's still a problem now.
That's it.
Still not getting the equal. But I suppose they are more in cartoons, maybe.
Maybe.
Cartoon world is one step ahead of everyone else.
That's it. It's when you pay real attention.
That's it.
Understand it.
But
there's little Roger Rabbit references in there and stuff. So it's all still very much fun and games and still doing the nods to everything.
Well, she is like loonier, isn't she? Than he is.
That's it.
And they sort of show off the voice acting as well. I think this is a very diverse. She's quite good. I don't know who does it. I've not looked it up, but
I think it's Tres McNeil.
Is it?
Yeah.
She's good anyway. But like just showing off a good range, and immediately you know these characters. It's like two versions of Bugs Bunny basically. But you know they're not Bugs Bunny, and it's quite good the way it
like very away organically shows you like how this is coming about,
and it is showing you step by step. So they're like, right, we've got the two main characters, what can we have now? And so they're telling him and he's talking to him.
That's it,
the artist.
And it's
but he's like, nah, when they're telling you what to do, you've got to
that's
just
too much.
can them, and he throws them away, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then they climb out the bin.
That's it. And then they decide, like, oh, we can do this, well, you can create stuff. So they decide.
Well, there's some gags here, isn't there, about like, and this is like a classic sort of those Amblin cartoons where they just seem to hate their executive producers.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, what it would take execs months to do, so we should be able to do it overnight. And you're just like, who's that joke for?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we don't understand.
No. Well, the kids are like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good one.
It's I quite like that it's in there though.
Yeah.
Because it gives you a sort of a
That's
personal touch to the. It's like they're slipping it in.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You know,
like stick
one to the fat cat. Yeah. They then have to make a place, don't they? Is that next the setting?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
So they draw like what do they call it? It's like something. Oh, Acme Acres.
Acme Acres, yeah.
Which is like a big place where it's got loads of different Looney Tunes themed places.
Yeah.
That are all off old episodes or whatever, and it looks pretty cool actually.
Yeah, it does look.
It's proper. It does a really good job of making you want to watch. It's like the best trailer you'll ever watch. This like pilot episode.
Yeah, it really is.
Which is exactly what a pilot should be.
Yeah.
And you really like buying into that. Like as soon as I saw Acme Acres, I was like, oh man, I want to see where everywhere in Acme Acres is in.
Yeah.
But then they start hiring actors to play characters to play wacky neighbours because they're just like a checklist, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, we need wacky neighbours.
That's it.
So, and this is when we see Plucky Duck.
Yeah, you see Plucky. So they come up to audition for parts, don't they?
Yeah. He's the last one to do it, isn't he? So who's the pig's Porky Pig.
Yeah.
What's his name? It's just like something like Hampton Pig.
Yeah,
or something
Hampton J Pig.
Yeah, something like that. I don't think it's Hampton, but something like that.
Yeah.
And he's just like he's a pig that likes to clean a lot.
Yeah.
He's just Porky Pig, but a bit more.
Yeah.
Like, the sort of nerd.
Yeah. It's
really,
like, he says he's got low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah, that's it. Low self-esteem. He likes to be clean.
That's it.
And he's just the straight man who's not funny. That's what they even say.
He's
not as funny.
They're like, oh, we always need a straight man.
Yeah,
so they're like, so he's hired.
He's hired
straight away.
Then
the dodo comes up.
The dodo, yeah.
But I forgot about him as well. Like,
well, yeah, I thought he was off Taz. I don't know if he's in Taz. But then when I saw this, I remembered he's from the old episodes of Looney Tunes.
Oh, yeah.
Because they put him in, like, they give him different areas, don't they? So they put the pig in, like, the pigsty.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, you can stay in Wacky Land.
Yeah.
This dodo. And the dodo's like a green character with, like, a little umbrella on his head.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I mentioned him in the Taz one, like, yeah, he's from this. But, like, again, he might have been in that, but he's not from that. In Looney Tunes, he was in, like, a Dali world.
Oh, right.
So that's what the wacky area is, because it was all like the clocks were like melting.
Oh, right, okay. It was surreal.
Yeah,
stuff.
and he was just like, I don't know if it was a Bugs Bunny one, but he was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, and he was the annoying one for
really?
a change, yeah. So it might have been someone else, but yeah, he was like just over the top. I mean, he's just a Looney Tunes.
Yeah, he is. It's really weird.
But yeah, so they made him, he's obviously one of the main ones in this.
Yeah.
And then, do we see any? Are there any more after that?
No, I think you just kind of see a lineup, don't you?
Yeah, because then they're like, "Oh, the rest of you're all hired."
Yeah, it's the straight.
And they just shove him anywhere.
Yeah,
and that's when we see Plucky Duck.
Yeah, he turns up like late. Or
who's just, of all of them, he is Daffy Duck. Like he's no different.
No,
he just wears a vest and he's green.
Yeah.
But that's not a problem. I do like Daffy Duck. And then it's the villains, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So they need
we need some villains now.
Yeah.
And they have to climb out, don't they? And they empty like this box.
Yeah, it's like a Pandora's box.
Yeah, and you see like all the. You probably look in there and see loads that are in it, but this is where we see the purple Taz, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's running away from?
Is it Montana Max or no Elmira?
No. Elmira, yeah, who's like a little girl, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like has she got like a skull in her hair?
I think so.
Like a tiny skull. She's dressed like a happy little girl. Yeah. But there's a tiny skull, I think, in her hair. But she was just dead annoying, wasn't she?
Super clingy, isn't she? So
yeah. So he's like running away from her. But I don't remember, was Taz a villain then?
It must have been.
Because he comes out the villain box.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. No. And then we see Montana Max, who was supposed to have his own cartoon.
Yeah. But he's been canned.
He's been canned. And he's just like, he's really of the times, isn't he? Like, can't remember what they call them. He's like a rich kid.
Yeah.
That has his own mansion and he's just the epitome of everything wrong with that age
Yeah.
sort of thing. Is it a yuppie or something?
Oh yeah.
Is he a yuppie?
That's the term. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's one of them basically, and they sort of bite off more than they could chew when they let him out, don't they? Because this is when we get an actual bit of what an episode might be like. Mm. So this last half is like he starts taking over, doesn't he? He kicks them out of the map. Yeah. And he's like, "This is my cartoon now," and then everyone's living under his boot heel.
That's it.
So they have to get the help of.
So they manage to get hold of Bugs.
Yeah.
And he comes down and he builds the actual Looniversity there.
Yeah, that's
so
the
he starts
Looniversity.
Taking them to school, like literally.
Yeah.
They go and there's a little sing song, isn't there? There's a little song that sort of like introduces them to how everything works.
And this is where you get all your cameos in it. So it's got like Yosemite Sam, Sylvester and Tweety, Daffy again.
That's it.
Bugs Bunny and.
Yeah, you get some nice nods to all the old characters, and it also sort of goes over again like the sort of tropes almost in the stuff, like
just telling you everything. And it's like there's 3 rules in there to beating your enemy. There's 3 rules, and it's like, what is it like?
Disguises.
Eat carrots.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just eat your carrots
and like then, just know that they're stupid or something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Something like that. Yeah. There's 3 things, and then after that,
Yeah. So then they hatch the plan to get it because he's basically got all the scripts, hasn't he? So it's as if that like
that's it, isn't it? Porky writes up all the scripts for him.
Yeah.
And then he comes and steals them and says, "This is my show now."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's got all the show is basically written out.
They can't start the show without these scripts.
So they dress up as Yosemite Sam. And is it Elmer Fudd?
Elmer Fudd, yeah.
Prepared to just they just go in and like act as if they're interested in him. And, and he's just another one.
He's
of
like,
the
"You're my heroes."
Yeah.
Oh, my life. Yeah. And they just keep like they're like, "Oh, I love this move and this move," and they just keep hitting him, don't they?
Yeah.
Bashing him up and
so he gets a bit battered.
Yeah.
Yeah. Managed to take the scripts out, and then as they're walking away, he notices their tails, and that's when he realizes it's rabbits. And then a lot of Looney Tunes stuff ensues. Lots of giant mallets, just and boxing gloves.
They're running away with the scripts, and loads of traps are coming out and not quite getting them.
Yeah.
And then he gets like a massive coin because he's so rich that rolls after him like Indiana Jones style.
That's it.
And this bit's like they get out the front door, shut the door, it bounces off the wall, and then like crushes him, like rolls back on him, and then like it like rolls on him, then flattens him, and then it starts spinning round on him, and just keeps crushing him. But they're upstairs. They've not left.
No, they haven't.
They're upstairs watching him get crushed. But the day is saved.
That's it.
He gets battered, and is that it?
I think that's it. Yeah.
They end it there.
Yeah.
The end.
Toon Jam. Toon Jam.
Okay, so that puts us at the point where we must rate this cartoon. We have an infallible rating system here. Thumbs up is good. I just not with it right now.
No.
Apparently, thumbs up, good stuff. Thumbs down, no way. Shaky middle. I don't know.
Yeah,
just not sure.
Unsure all around.
Unsure all around. Why is Taz a villain? I just
is
don't know.
Purple,
blue. I don't know.
T-shirt.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
So let's start as we always do with you, Mr. J-Man. What is your rating for Tiny Toons Adventures?
Well, it's only taken about 30 years or so, but finally now, thanks to this episode, I understand what the Tiny Toons are and where they come from.
Yeah.
And that's changed everything.
Absolutely.
That's changed. That's rocked my
deal.
world. Yeah. It's who knew? Who knew so long ago that
anyone
I could have had the
watched
answers?
The first episode, apparently.
I was you know,
it wasn't as easy to watch a certain episode back then though.
No,
because now you can just you know either watch it digitally and you'll just have all the episodes.
That's it.
You would have had to have either watched it when it came out or have the video.
Yeah.
And you just watched it when they were on.
Yeah.
So it was rare you saw every episode or something.
Yeah. There was no way to just do it chronologically.
No, it wasn't easy.
No.
So there's no, you know, don't beat yourself up over that.
I mean,
don't beat yourself up.
I can, but it's my fault. And
it's not.
It's my fault.
It's not. It's the
all
way.
on me.
It's the way the media worked back then. There's nothing you could have done about it.
Well,
so, back to it. Come on, forget that.
With
don't
that,
beat yourself up.
Yeah, they very much cleared the story up.
Yeah.
A lot of the sensibilities and stuff in there were just as good as the other Looney Tunes stuff. And this is they're on like a clean sheet now, so they've got this new sort of expansive environment they can do stuff in. All the characters were fun, and it was it's very much like a sort of it was a fresh version of something that's, you know, not really gone out of fashion anyway. So I mean, it's gonna have to be a thumbs up.
A thumbs
It's gonna have to be a thumbs up for Tiny Toons.
Well,
what say thou?
I thought it was very well made. I agree that this episode cleared up some questions I had when I was younger. It was actually quite confusing. Like, jokes aside, never really understood. No. I mean, it didn't ruin it when I watched it or anything, but it was always like, I wonder why they're like that. And you asked it every time. I think, you know, you ask your parents like, why are they like that? And they're like, I don't know.
At that age, you're full of questions, though, aren't you?
Yeah, so
you're trying to understand the world.
Yeah,
and that was a puzzling thing.
Yeah, but it didn't. Like I say, it didn't take anything from it. But you know, you were curious. Yeah. So it was cool to actually have that answer right there.
Yeah.
But I also thought it was a really clever way of introducing the show, introducing the characters, the premise, and also rebooting a property. Yeah. Without rebooting it or making a sequel. Like, you've basically made, it's not even a spin-off, is it? It's just a new property in that same universe without, I mean, it still includes some of them, but it's like passing on a torch to something brand new that you can then, you know, make more with or not
do
make
different stuff with.
Exactly, and I thought it was very, very good way of doing that, and it's almost a shame you don't ever see it, especially now when everything and its nan is being rebooted.
Oh yeah.
Why does no one do that?
Yeah. Because
you're not stepping on anything's toes. You're making your own new thing, whilst you still got that audience. It seems like the best way to reboot something. I thought something we didn't talk about. The music was excellent. Yeah. Like, it feels like full orchestra. They've gone to town. It feels proper. Even more like a cartoon than, like, you know, now when, say, you go to like Disneyland, you go to the cartoon areas and they've got that music that sounds like cartoons, but it's more so even than cartoons used to sound. Yeah, like, they didn't actually used to sound like that, but you somehow
your brain's kind of made that
it made that connection, and that's what the soundtrack was actually like for this. Which is awesome. Like, they've got something like that. Characters all good. I mean, it's pretty obvious where I'm going with this. Thumbs down.
Huh?
Haha, JK. No, my thumbs are ragingly up. I would say for this.
The order
raging up. I really did like this, and I thought after watching Animaniacs that I might be like, well, this obviously won't be as good as Animaniacs because that's probably the best one they did. But I actually would like to go, like, I might go back and just watch the rest of this. Like, I always say that and I never do it. But I think with this I actually really am curious to watch more of it. Because it's such a good premise. And that episode really made me want to watch
sold
more.
It to you.
Really sold it. It just set everything. It made everything about it look exciting. All the characters, the fact that they just show you so many locations. It was like the start of a epic fantasy or something where you've got these sprawling words, or like sci-fi, or like Star Wars or something where you're like, oh, what's this planet? What's this planet? It's like that, but with Looney Tunes, you're like, what's this place? What's this place? I can't wait to see all these new characters. Like, you see all these characters that aren't in the episode. You just see them for like 2 minutes. Like Elmira, she was in Pinky and the Brain, wasn't she?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, this is where she started. So, yeah, it's cool that they had all that.
All crammed into that one episode.
All crammed in.
Yeah.
I thought it was really, really good.
Ready?
I think it's one of the better ones we've watched. Definitely.
Yeah.
And it is a shame that it only lasted 2 seasons. But then it's one of those things at the same time. It would be interesting to go and watch a normal episode, because they're not going to be the same as that.
No, that's
so
true.
maybe it got a bit samey, or I don't know. You know, maybe they just wanted to make something new.
It's very odd that it's fate.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem like, when you look at that episode and you look at the formula that it's sort of playing with, it's like, how could that not do well?
Yeah. But maybe it was the case that because Batman started 92. Yeah. So maybe they were like, we want you guys to work on that. We're going to start something similar but different. We don't want anyone else to do that.
Yeah.
So, you know, if Tiny Toons hadn't ended, Batman wouldn't be the same. So maybe that was the idea. They didn't need 2 Tiny Toons type shows. So make a new one, different team. Maybe that was it.
Yeah.
Maybe the quality is kept just because of that decision. It's not something you normally get, but maybe Amblin were on it.
They usually are, to be fair.
They usually are. So there you go. That's our rating. 2 thumbs up.
Look at that.
It feels like that's, well, I suppose not that long ago when we watched Animaniacs.
Oh, yeah.
So, but it's the only one since then. So, but there you go. Tiny Toons Adventures. Yeah. What did you think? Did you enjoy? Did you not enjoy?
No.
Please let us know.
Tell us.
We enjoy hearing your feedback too. So let's go into our final segment. You should know it well by now. It is Reboot. My God, it's dead. We need a reboot. Reboot! So the question posed, as always, is... Sorry, I don't know why I'm doing that.
So nervous.
Do you think it could get a reboot?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it should get a reboot? Do you think it will get a reboot? And I think that's pretty much it.
Could it? Yeah. Anything can get a reboot.
Yeah, but I mean, well,
I think today.
Do you think you could do this successfully? That's a different. That's the real
I think right now, if you've got a property that was already a property, you're already greenlit somewhere. Somewhere in the world, someone's ready to pick that up and
except
be like,
for SWAT cats.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see that.
No one wants to see that. But yeah, something like this is pretty high build.
The names on it, like the brand, is like, surely that, if anything, can get a reboot. This can.
Haven't they had Looney Tunes Babies recently? Anyway.
Yeah.
Sure, that was a cartoon recently.
So
I'm sure they've redone Muppets Babies.
Yeah.
This is better than the babies ones because it's not just them when they're babies.
Yeah.
It's like just kids.
Yeah. It is better.
Yeah. And it is a short run.
Mm.
Relatively short run, so you know there's still more. But I know they have just rebooted Looney Tunes, haven't they? When I say rebooted, they brought Looney Tunes back. Am I boring you?
I'm sorry.
He yawned.
I'm sorry.
We jest. That's what we do.
He was.
Oh. But yeah, okay. Huh. Oh, reboots, eh? Well, Animaniacs is getting a reboot.
Yeah. So that's a yes.
So that's a yes.
Yeah.
Looney Tunes has either just had one,
Mm-hmm.
or has one coming up. I think it's just had one. So that's been rebooted. So you've got interest there, but would it be too much?
Mm. But do you
need
much?
that extra one? Well, that's the question, isn't it? Like,
is there too much?
I don't know. I mean, is it the same people watching all of these?
Yeah.
Or
Well, maybe just
can
do
they
it.
coexist?
Yeah. Maybe just do a little something smaller. Maybe just do a little special, little short,
Just like
just
a
something
one-off.
just to see if there's the interest or whatever. Like.
So now, would you like to see?
Yeah, I'd
Tiny
check
Toons
it out.
reboot.
I'd see what they did with it.
I would.
Yeah.
I think you can make something funny with that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it was funny then, but you could make, especially now that, like, you know, there's a lot of moaning and stuff. They make cartoons too stupid now. But you look at like Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
As if you're a listener, you know we're fans of it.
Yeah.
But that sort of humour, bring that to it. You know, this sort of current era of, like, you know, regular show Adventure Time and stuff.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem that outlandish.
No.
Because it's got more of that sort of humour of, you know, the referential and
a
bit more, I don't know, it's not just, like, Tiny Toons isn't just hitting each other with hammers like Looney Tunes sort of is. Even though Looney Tunes does have, like, this is more meta and more sort of, it was more modern, I suppose.
It could, you know, there's plenty of room.
This is a show you could keep. Like, Looney Tunes has to be a certain thing.
Yeah.
Tiny Toons doesn't really have to be
that's true,
anything other than current.
That's it. And I mean, it can riff on the current climate of stuff anyway. Like, it's got so much that it can use as bait for all of its jokes and stuff. So there's,
to be honest, any Amblin cartoon at this point, after watching what we watched, 2 of them, both been raging thumbs up.
Yeah.
We'll have to cover Freakazoid at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's technically a 90s cartoon, but hey, who cares? Hey, who cares, man?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
We're rebels.
Hey, get off my back, man. I just want to do what I want.
You do what I want, man.
Yeah. So we'll cover that at some point. Maybe that'll be the changer. But I have fond memories of that.
Yeah.
Which you'll hear in the memories bit.
Yeah.
You know, when you cover
just
that.
Wait. Yeah.
But yeah. So So I think any one of their shows they rebooted. To be honest, I would be game for.
And I don't see why they wouldn't.
When we cover reboots, if you ask me what do I think of reboots, I'd be like,
yeah.
But we seem to say yeah to a lot of them.
It's true.
We are the problem.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
But then sometimes I just think they could make them, and then people would go and see them.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't necessarily.
I think it's a lot of it is the fact that, like, if you go on IMDb now and see what the top films are, never mind, this is without TV shows.
Yeah.
Like, everything's a sequel and a remake.
Yeah.
Like, everything up there. So,
but it's almost like the stuff they reboot and that, it's not stuff that you've been waiting for.
No.
It's like something that was around a couple of years ago anyway.
Yeah, so it's like,
and they're constantly around. And you're like, another reboot. Whereas if they reboot something, you were like, flipping heck, I used to love that. Then it might be a bit more exciting.
Yeah, this is the perfect sort of, like, middle ground as well, because it's like, you've got the familiarity of Looney Tunes and stuff like that. Even people that, like us, that didn't actually know what was going on with Tiny Toons, you can easily get on board with it. But then it's also, you know, it was a short-lived thing. It hasn't really got that much of a reputation. Like, why not bring it back and give it a second chance?
Yeah.
You know? So, let's see. I think there's pretty much fertile ground for a reboot there.
So we're thumbs up.
Yeah.
Reboot all the way.
Reboot. Yeah.
This has been a good haul from Tiny Toons.
Yeah.
Wow. Tiny Toons, big presents. That's what I always say.
I've never heard you say that before.
Yeah, that's my motto. So on that, I would say it's bombshell, but you obviously all know that. That's my saying. That's what I say all the time.
Yeah.
So on that, you know, bit of olds, you know, not news olds.
Olds. Okay. He says that as well.
You know,
Just say that.
That's it. That's today's episode. So thanks again for joining us. As always, we love it. We love your company.
Yeah.
We love chatting
Thanks
to you.
for stopping by.
You know, it's a great day.
It's a good time.
It's a great day. So if you enjoyed it too, please feel free to give us a rating review. It really helps us out, and you know, helps other people find the show. So it's good stuff.
Thanks.
We also have a Patreon or Patreon.
Yeah.
As some might pronounce it.
Yeah. They'd be pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah, definitely. Where you can pay for extra episodes, and at the moment we're running through quite an exciting Through the Ages series, where, you know, we started off in the 20s, and we're moving all the way to the present day, baby.
Whoa.
You know, we'd do future if it was possible.
Yeah.
So
you know we do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and you can check out all the old bonus episodes on there as well, just for a little fee. So you know, also a good way to join us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, thanks again. Stay tiny, stay toony, stay absolutely loony, and whatever you do, stay jammy. Stay jammy.
Hey everyone, thank you for listening to Toon Jam. And if you want to continue to help us out, you can help us by jumping over to our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/toonjampod. And if you can rate and review us everywhere you listen to your podcasts, so on iTunes or on the Android apps, that'll be a massive help too. Thank you, and stay jammy.